So actually, we have maybe 1 or 2 minutes for questions, if you would like to. I see at Jurgita, the future chair. She's staring at me, but just, if you would like, just please feel free to ask 1 or 2 questions. You have last chance. Before the next session starts, I mean, yes. During the dinner, of course, you will be available, I guess, yes. So you can just approach both of speakers. Are there any questions or not? Yes, there are. Please, give microphone.
Hello. Since nobody else seems asking questions, I will ask you. Actually, it's a question for both of you as well. Alessandro, thank you very much for this presentation, as well to you. I would like to make a reflection on the Charter and Code. You said that you would be, it is already broadly encouraged, and you say that this would also be done in Horizon 2020. What are your plans in that sense? What are you thinking of any specific elements that you will be looking in the relation to the implementation of the Charter and Code in the institutions that will be applying for Marie Curie, Sklodowska-Curie actions? And my question is the same for you, how is this viewed from your point of view in Germany, in the German context?
So, as you know, the Charter and Code were launched a few years ago in FP6, so it was never deemed to be an obligation. But now I have to say that under Horizon 2020 it is stronger, because it is not only in the entire Horizon 2020 where it is stated in the proposal of the Commission, where it is stated that where possible Charter and Code should be applied to the entire, all the projects, but as far as we are concerned, the Marie Sklodowska-Curie action, we have a provision in the grant agreement saying that the beneficiaries are encouraged to follow the principle of the Charter and Code. It is a clear provision that member states have, let's say, endorsed, are discussing that. Before it was an obligation, a few months ago it was an obligation, but then it was turned into something which is more soft. Why? Because I have to say that a few member states, especially in the North countries, didn't want to have, prefer not to have the Charter and Code as an obligation, like, let's say, I wouldn't say an eligibility criteria, but something more strict. And so we will say, and you will see when the work program will be available and the guide for applicants, that several of the criteria, sub-criteria for the Marie Curie action will be evaluated in the light of the Charter and Code principle, meaning, for instance, talking about co-fund, transparencies of the recruitment, involvement of peer review, international peer review, all these aspects, but we intend to provide examples in the relevant guide for applicants on each of the sub-criteria, so you will know what is it. Of course, it's not an obligation, but the idea is also referring to the, let's say, the completion of the European research area. One of the commitment is to have, to involve more and more the member states, to have the best practices shared, and to complete the research areas by 2014, also by using the Charter and Code.
So I would love to answer your question, but unfortunately our time is gone. No, sorry, just kidding. No, the situation of Charter and Code in Germany. I'm looking at Frau Galler, sitting in the third row. So there are not too many signatories of Charter and Code, because we in Germany read the Charter very carefully, and we look what can we fulfill and what are the points that we cannot fulfill. And if we cannot fulfill the Charter 100% or 110%, we might not sign it maybe as an institution. However, there are so many institutions which are, I would say, 98% in accordance with or acting 98% in accordance with the principles of Charter and Code. So I think that there are a lot more silent signatories of Charter and Code maybe. The position in Germany, I would say in general, please, Ms. Galler, correct me if I'm wrong, is that we wouldn't like to have Charter and Code as evaluation, as as basic requirement for getting funds through Marie Curie, but it's okay if the principles that are presented in Charter and Code are evaluated in the process.
Okay, I have to stop at this point, and I would like to thank both presenters for this session and audience for listening us, and we now make some changeover to next panel, and Jurgita, please take the floor. Thank you.